Welcome back to The Busy Baker. Today on the channel, we are making one of my favorite recipes right now, these protein bagels. This protein bagels recipe makes the best 4-ingredient cottage cheese bagels with 14 grams of protein per bagel. They're perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and they pack a protein punch we know you're going to love. We'll start with 3 cups of all-purpose flour in a large bowl, and we'll add to that a teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast. You could also use instant yeast here. It doesn't matter, whatever you have on hand. And then we're going to add 2 cups of cottage cheese that we've blended in a blender. It's really important that you blend the cottage cheese before you include it in the dough. This will make sure that there's no chunks of cottage cheese, and it will help the dough come together. You'll notice that the dough is pretty shaggy, kind of rough and pretty dry, and that is absolutely normal. Bagel dough is a lot more dry than, say, sandwich bread dough or cinnamon bun dough. It's a normally dry dough, and so it's totally fine if it appears as though you've added too much flour. You didn't. It's going to take just a little bit of elbow grease to turn it into a ball. Make sure that you knead it a little bit until the dough is firm and a little bit elastic and no traces of flour remain. Now you'll also probably notice that we used yeast in this dough, and so therefore the dough needs to rest for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. Don't be surprised if the dough doesn't rise a lot, that's okay. The yeast will still do its work and the dough will become just a little bit softer as you let it rest. Most cottage cheese bagel recipes don't call for yeast, they call for baking powder. And after testing this recipe many times, trying both yeast and baking powder, I determined that the yeast is preferable because it creates a better flavor, and allowing the dough to rest for just a short time helps this flavor develop. This recipe makes 8 regular size bagels, so divide the dough into 8 equal pieces and then roll each one into a tight ball. Stick your fingers in the middle and make a hole in it so it forms a bagel shape. Now you'll have to make sure that you form quite a large hole. It looks a bit silly when you're first doing it, but you have to know that when the bagels bake, the holes will close up quite a bit. So if you want your bagels to have a hole, you need to make sure that the hole is extra big before they bake. Now, unlike traditional bagel recipes, this one is not boiled in any kind of honey water or anything like that. So simply place the bagels once they've been formed on a baking sheet, brush with some egg wash, and just let them sit for about 5 or 10 minutes before baking them. The purpose of the egg wash is to give the tops of the bagels a nice shine, but it's also a great way to make sure that your Everything Bagel Seasoning sticks to the top of them. So if you would like to make these bagels with Everything Bagel Seasoning, you can go ahead and do that. If you would prefer not, you can just sprinkle them with some salt or leave them plain just with the egg wash, your choice. We will bake these bagels at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes or until they're golden brown. And be sure to let them cool on the pan until they're almost completely cool. They'll continue baking on the inside even after you take them out of the oven, so it's important that you don't slice into them too soon. And once they're ready to enjoy, you can fill them with your favorite toppings. We love them just toasted with some cream cheese, but you can feel free to increase the protein by serving them along with your favorite protein-packed fillings like chicken salad or egg salad. And you can feel free to check out the description box below for more ideas on how to serve these delicious protein bagels. I currently have a bag of them in my freezer that I make ahead of time for easy go-to lunches. And so I hope that you love this recipe as much as I do. And if you do, give this video a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below letting us know if you like them, and be sure to stick around and subscribe to the channel for more delicious recipes just like this one. See you next time.